the Keystone Stitcher. Welcome or welcome back. I have so much to share with you today. I have breaking news in the cross stitch world. I think I have 8 projects to share with you today. I guess a new product, or at least it's new to me, from DMC to show you. So yeah, I've got a lot of things. What I don't have is a fully finished object. I didn't have any finishes this month. I also didn't hang up a piece of art here. I'm in the process of rearranging a lot of things in my home. So yeah, next time you see me, because I think that's going up tomorrow. My granddaughter will be here and tomorrow, so maybe she'll help me. We'll get things hung up. So let's get into the stitching. I've been participating in this month in 2 different kind of challenges. One is, I think they're calling it Wowvember. This is by Kaylee 10 Stitch and Carla, who is Stitch Me Sane. And they stitch on women. WOW stands for Wall of Women, which is something Carla started. Excuse me. I'm also participating in the FLOSSTUBER challenge that Anna from Alchemist Stitcher started. I kind of modified it to work for me. So instead of assigning a project for each FLOSSTUBER, I have the FLOSSTUBERs, and when they put up a video, I spin to see what I'll work on. And this month I limited my WIPs for those projects to just my projects with women. And then of course I have my focus piece. So first up is going to be a project by UnconventionalXStitch. So I will tell you now so I don't forget. Last video, if you read through some of my comments, you'll see that Jody, who owns and operates UnconventionalXStitch, left a comment stating that she will be charting Enys Guerrero when they're no longer licensed with Thread Geeks. So if you like, and I have an Enys Guerrero here to show you. If you like Enys Guerrero, you may want to check back the first of the year. I think Jody is one of the best at charting in the entire industry. So, you know, that's my opinion, but you may want to, you know, either buy it before the end of the year from Thread Geeks or wait and buy it next year from Jody. She also, if you are one of the people who are in love with Chris and Bug, she's also acknowledged that she will be charting Chris and Bug when the license with Thread Geeks ends. So, because UnconventionalXStitch, my first one is Strength. This is artwork by NIcolee Payne, charted by UnconventionalXStitch, as pretty much all of mine are. And before I forget, I know I will forget, everything that I have here is stitch 2/1 full cross, and everything is on aida. So this is on an 18 count, Very Light Pewter by Zweigart, which is my favorite fabric. And here's where she is. So being the month of Wowvember, I decided to work on her face some more, and so I came down here and started filling in so I can work my way across and get her face in. So I will put a picture of where it was before. And Strength was, I have to find my notes, Strength was at 43.82%. I added 1,226 stitches, bringing it to 44.44%. She's just gorgeous. She's absolutely gorgeous. Okay, and I'm going to, because this is so huge, I'm going to put a picture of the before and the after so you can see the difference. This next one is by Starlight. It is artwork by Deanna Bach Art, charted by UnconventionalXStitch. This is my crop of it, so I took the whole top off. I just removed sky. And with this one, I'm working, I start almost all of my projects in the upper right-hand side, right? So this is the first arm coming up. And all I'm trying to do at this point is just fill in this section, work my way down. You can see I gridded to about here. So I want to take and just fill in what I've gridded, and then I'll move and grid another section and move on. This is one of those ones that I actually looked to see, could I reach her head? And her head would be kind of over here. And I just wasn't comfortable counting all the way over there. Plus I would have had a grid more, and I was like, nope, we're just gonna work where we're at. So this is where it's at, and I'll put in over my face where it was. So by Starlight, I added 483 stitches, bringing this to 8.90%. And that percentage is based on the section I'm stitching. So I can't wait to see more of this. But there's only so many hours in the day. This next one is by Thread Geeks. This is by Enys Guerrero. The artwork is, and this is one that I expect Jody will be charting come 2026. I'm stitching this on a 20 count Aida that I dyed myself. And did I tell you what this is? Broken Wings. And here's where it is. So the last two times this was pulled out, I worked here on her. This is her shorts, her skirt. And this time I came up in here and I started picking more of these colors and filling in so I can then bring it down and connect all of this much better. So, and now this is a fabric I dyed myself, if I didn't say, just with some liquid rip. And here's what it looked like before. And for this one, I gotta find my notes here. This one I put in 532 stitches, bringing this to 8.26%. The next one is another one by UnconventionalXStitch. This is Children of the Forest. The artwork is by Emily Fiengenschuh, I believe is how you say her name. And this one, let's see if we can, we have zero sun today. So let's see if maybe you can see these colors. Hey, there we go, if I don't let the light shine on it. So I was working up here, I was picking colors in this section and coming across and just working down. So most of my stuff, most of my stitches went in up there. And you can see the whole thing here. Here's where it was. I added 303 stitches, bringing this to 5.37%. So yeah, if I get the light on this, it blows it out. So this is an 18 count Aida. Dyed this myself with charcoal, just because there's so many light colors. This is another one that, to get to the woman's face in the tree, would have been ridiculous to count to, so I just kept working where I was. I have, you know, I don't have days that I'm working on these, and so I don't want to waste that time counting and gridding. This next one is quickly becoming a favorite. This one is Death in the Garden. Artwork is by Megan Majewski. This one is so cool. I asked you last time where I should go, and everyone said the face. You know, where I should move to next on stitching it. And that made a lot of sense, being this is my month of women. Let's work on their faces. So I worked on her face. Now this was spun the most of anything this month. My hand is behind this area, making that look really weird. And so this got quite a bit of work. And I'm not done. I need to work on this 2 more times. So as you can see, I came down here and I outlined where her face would be. And then I came up here and I started adding in her mouth and nose, and where those colors went into the flower, I took it up into the flower. And then if you can see these little stitches right in through here, those stitches allowed me to finish 6 colors. So those are the first 6 colors that I finished on this. So here's, let me move this over. Here's where she was before. And this one, I put in 1,078 stitches, taking her from 28.35 to 29.08%. So isn't she gorgeous? I love her. I love Megan's artwork. I just, this is my second, and as I said, I went shopping, so I have another one of Megan's to show you that I bought. So when this does get finished, I'll have another one on the go. And that brings me to my focus piece for the month. This one is Only the Lonely. Artwork is by Adrian Borda, charted by UnconventionalXStitch. I might as well just say this is mostly an UnconventionalXStitch episode. Pretty close to it. Okay, this is a project that I intend to finish. I'm close. If I have enough time and focus, I could have this finished before I see you next time. But we have Thanksgiving coming up, and I just don't know if I can do it. I might need a couple of days in December. So here is where it is. And I'll bring it in closer in a minute. But what I did is I finished this page, and then I came up and finished this page. So I have 2 page finishes. And there we go. You can see the color better. And isn't it? It's so pretty. So pretty. So this one here, I don't think I put down my, I'll put in a picture of where it was. I'll move this over so you can just see this section. And I did not put how many stitches I put in, but I went from 62.68% to 74.54%, and I only have 15,279 stitches left to complete. So I have one more page here, and then 2 full pages, and then these pages are, so these full pages have 3,500 stitches in them, and then the partial pages down here have 3,000 each. So yeah, 3 full pages and 2 very close to full pages. I gotta keep remembering to tip that away from the window. I have a window right over there so that you can see the colors. But they're so vibrant, and I just love how you can see the details down here, you know, where those beautiful leaves fell, and you can still see part of the trunk of the tree. And yeah. Okay, so obsessed. I cannot wait to finish that. So of my 6 floss tubers that I'm using for this game, I hate to use the word use, that I have selected to play along with me. 5 of the 6 posted videos, and those 5 floss tubers posted 11 videos in the last 15 days. So that was crazy. I still have one more time to stitch on Children of the Forest. That was fun. 2 more times to stitch on Strength, which, right? Strength? No, sorry, Death in the Garden. So I have to pull that out 2 more times. And then finally, my last one that is on my wheel is Stone Expression, and that was spun just the other day. So those ones I have to complete, and I think I might get a little bit of break because they've posted so much that they might not post all that much this week, and I can play catch up. So let's talk about purchases. And we'll go into plans, but purchases kind of, I want to show you a product that I received, and I believe it was a mistake. I haven't gone back to see if it was my mistake or if it was a mistake by 123 Stitch, but I was ordering floss, and I just typed in the DMC. There's a couple ways you can order floss on 123 Stitch. One is you can write in DMC and then put in all the numbers separated by a comma, and then put them all in your shopping cart. I don't do that because if there's one out of stock, I could miss it going through and double checking my order form. So I do it individually, and what pops up is so many different things. So I typed in, I needed to replace 02, 03, and 05. And I typed in 02, 03, 05. What I got was double zeros before each number. So 002, 003, and 5. And when I saw the label, you can see that is a very different label. And I thought, and even the bottom label, I thought, what is going on? This label is so different. And then I realized there was an extra 0. And so I looked closely, and these are organic cotton threads. And they are not 6-stranded, they're an individual strand. So I don't know, that's probably not a good one to show. All right, so let's see here. So see, it's just one strand. They're not, I don't know how much is in this, if I can read that here in my lighting. It does not feel like a normal, so there's not as much floss here because you only have one strand. They're very much thicker than a single strand of DMC, and they're very rough, almost like, they feel like wool. They feel like a wool, but they are organic. And so if you didn't know that DMC carries organic floss, I don't think I can use them on my full coverage because where I plop these in would be extremely different in how it looks. So this is 03, and it is a gray, but when you put it up next to the actual 03, this is 003. When you put it up next to 03, the color's similar, but you can tell it's very, very different. So if you did not know they carry cotton floss, they carry cotton floss. I don't know if they have the full line of colors, but that, I don't know how long they've been out. I just know that I found it this way. Okay, so this month I also kitted up a bunch of projects. I was looking, because I had made some purchases, I wanted to know which ones I could start if I needed to. So I went through, I will trim my fabric. So when I buy fabric, I buy a yard at a time of aida. I will go in, sometimes I will buy, for example, the very light pewter, so I don't have to dye my own fabric. Sometimes I just buy the white and I dye my own if I feel I need to dye it. So I was looking, going, okay, do I need to buy any fabric this year? Because I usually buy it towards the end of the year. So if I want to start something in January or around my birthday, which is right after Christmas, I can. The one I want to start, and I've wanted to start so bad, I had enough fabric to start it. So I kitted up, I think 8, and when I say kitted up, I just mean I assigned it fabric. And so I have fabric for 8 projects if I want to start them. I did not then need to buy fabric until just the other day. Now I need to buy myself a yard. So let's talk about what I bought. So UnconventionalXStitch is retiring some charts. I don't know what it is this time of year. Everybody's retiring charts. Jody is not retiring anything like Thread Geeks, but there are certain artists and certain charts within an artist catalog that she's retiring. So for example, she's retiring a couple of Enys Guerreros. Check if you like any of those, but she's going to be bringing in new ones next year. So she's not getting rid of artists. I think she's just refining her catalog. So I had 2 on my wish list that were being retired. These are both by Ciruelo. I don't know how you say the name. It's Ciruelo. The first one, and my oldest granddaughter is really interested in cross stitch. She's started cross stitching this summer, but she's always been very interested in what I stitch. And I've shown her this first one multiple times, and I go, I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's just the colors. And she'll look at it and go, yeah, I like it, but I don't know why either. So this is the first one, and this is grunge. And I can't tell you why I like it. I just love it. And so because I can't put my finger on why I like it so much, I just kind of left it in my wish list thinking one day, well, it's being retired, so that one day came now. The other one is by the same artist, and it's being retired. And this is, well, let me go back. Grunge measures 295 by 350. So for the most part, I did not buy giant charts. This next one is Oliver. Oh, no, I'm sorry. This next one is Orlindia. Can't read my own writing. Orlindia, I believe is how you pronounce it. This is also by Cirillo, and it measures 410 by 500. And she's just gorgeous. I wasn't sure, and I'm going to show you the one here in a minute. I wasn't sure if I would enjoy all those background colors, but she's just so amazing that I will deal with those background colors. So those are the two I bought from that artist. The next one I purchased is Oliver. This is a tiny, tiny one. This is by A.K. Westerman. It measures 150 by 300. I love animals. The list of what I love is much longer than things I don't love. And I also love steampunk. And so this has been on my wish list for a long time. And I thought, that is so tiny, that could be one I start and finish very quickly. And then I picked up another Megan Majewski chart. And this one has been on my wish list since the day I found UnconventionalXStitch. But I kept going, yeah, I like that, I'll get to it, but I'm going to do this one. And I like that, I'll get to it, but I'll do this one. And I finally said, I'm done. When I finish Death in the Garden, I can start this one. So this is Remember Me. And it's 450 by 299. So those were the first four. And I thought, okay, I'm done. She has Jody, UnconventionalXStitch. There is a promotion. I don't know how long it's going to last. Where depending on how much money you're spending, you can get a percentage off. And so I got those basically all on sale. And then, so I thought, okay, I'm done. I went and looked, which ones can I chart up? I can chart up all but Remember Me on these. I can't remember if I charted up Grunge or not. So I went through my Dropbox. Buying these four doubled the number of full coverage pieces I have waiting to start. So yeah, I don't have a whole lot. I typically leave them in my watch list and my wish list or watch list, however you want to put it, wish list, I guess. I leave it there and I go, okay, I've selected them. I know what I want to start. I know what I want to stitch, and I'll buy it when I'm ready. And like I said, I'm on a shopping kick right now. And it was started because the retiring charts. But then when I was all done, Jody came out with a new one. And I requested this a long time ago. As soon as I knew she was charting this artist, I asked if she could chart this. And she told me she had a long list. I think it was like 20 some requests for this artist's artwork. So I thought, okay, I'll just wait because I know Jody. If you request it, she'll put it on her list and she'll eventually get to it. Then she had her house fire. And I went, okay, she's not getting to this. So I actually picked this up and started working on this again. And then she charted it. So I went and I compared hers to what I had. And this is by Omar Rayan, and it was charted by Heaven Earth Designs. So let me show you the difference. This, we'll put here. This is the Heaven Earth Design one. Maybe if I move over, I'll center myself here. And this is the one by UnconventionalXStitch. I was extremely disappointed in the colors of the one by Haid. And Jody got the colors right. So again, I go to my granddaughter, my oldest granddaughter, and I send her these images without any identifying, so she won't know which company charted which one. And I immediately said, can you see a difference, and is there one you like better? And she liked the Unconventional X-Stitch. So I'm going to drop the one off the screen. The colors of the background are right. The colors of the birds are much more vibrant. The details, the beard is so much fuller. And let me put that back up. Look at the beard. This is Heaven and Earth. This is Unconventional X-Stitch. Look at the beard. There's no getting around it. It's charted better. The details are better. Size-wise, it's comparable. The Heaven Earth one was 270,000 stitches. It was 450 by 600. The Unconventional X-Stitch version is 480 by 600. So it's the same height, it just has 30 extra stitches along the border, bringing that one to 288,000 stitches. Now 270 was the largest I had. So after my granddaughter told me which one she liked, I said, that's the one I wanted to start. I said, would you start it? Do you like it enough? Would you restart and start this one? And she said, yes, I would. And I went, damn you, girl, you were supposed to talk me out of this. So I originally had 39,844 done on Grackles. And I'm going to show you Grackles, and I will then let you compare the colors. So this is Grackles, and I finally hit the end. But let me put up here a little bit smaller, and you can see the background color is completely different. Most of these colors in here are not even in the chart by Unconventional X-Stitch. The bird, look at the colors in the bird on the chart by Unconventional X-Stitch. So I will cut this off, salvage the rest of the fabric because I have a good piece of fabric here, and I will be restarting. So I've ordered a yard of fabric. That is on a 20 count, and this has 89 colors. Jody's version has 109 colors. And I know that she tries to get it down to as few colors as possible. So that has 20 more colors in the new chart, and I thought, if there's a lot of confetti, especially that that beard, I'm going to do it on 18 so I don't have a problem. I have arthritis in my hands, so I don't have a problem getting the needle in there on the 20 count. So it will be larger than this because I'm going to be putting on 18 count. But boy, when it's done, it will make a statement on my wall. So, when am I starting that? I'm not starting that until I finish Only the Lonely and Brothers. Brothers didn't come out this month or this last 2 weeks. I just needed a break. I'm so close to finishing it. Probably if I had 2-3 hours that I could just sit down and focus on that one section, I could finish the entire project. So when that is done and when Only the Lonely is done, I will start Grackles, which is probably December. In the meantime, I'm going to continue spinning my wheel and working on my women. So you will continue to see them, and continue working on finishing off my last 2 focus pieces. Once they're done, Grackles gets started. And then once we hit Christmas, this is long-term plans, I guess. This is into next month. In December, just so you know, I will not be doing Flossmas. I just don't feel I have anything special to give back to you for your time watching. And there are enough people doing Flossmas. And last year I got busy in December and I couldn't keep up with daily videos. So I will just stick with my 15th and the 1st. My birthday falls after Christmas, but before New Year's. And I've decided that even though my goal was to get down to 12 projects, and I'll have 12 briefly, I'm going to go ahead and start a 13th, and I'm going to start Arrival of Spring. This is another you can find on UnconventionalXStitch. So that will bring me to 13 projects going into January of next year. I put up a separate video this month on 5 years of finishes. I've been on FLOSSTUBE for 5 years. I did have a giveaway in there, so if you would like, it's not, I wish I could have given back more, but it was what I could afford to do right now with the holidays coming. But if you would like to be included in that giveaway, go back and watch that video. And I think I finally told you everything. I got you caught up on who's retiring charts and new charts, and I think we've got everything covered, right? We are now, you can see I'm wearing long sleeves. We're now in cold weather. I actually had to turn the heat on the other day. So wherever you are, stay warm, stay cool if you're in the South, yeah, enjoy the rest of your month. If you're in the States, enjoy Thanksgiving. I do plan to be back with one more video, possibly next week. It's a requested video, so look forward to that, and I will see you soon. Bye.